Hey everybody, welcome to J Stern Designs. For Quick Tip Thursday, I'm going to do my first ever product review. And if you've been following my blog or my Facebook page, you probably noticed that my iron had a big problem a couple days ago. It got really hot and it basically burnt the ironing pad on my ironing board, and I hadn't even really touched it yet. It didn't look like it was overheated, but it got super hot, and then I realized it started to smell, and I think it was actually burning on the inside. So I unplugged it and I put it outside, and I went shopping for a new iron. And I don't know about you, but I've gone through a lot of irons, and I have bought the specialty quilting irons, the ones that are marketed for sewers and tailors and quilters. I've had the gravity feed irons. I've had steam generator irons. And actually I do have a reliable steam generator iron, but I've dropped it and I have to send it back to Canada to fix it. And actually Reliable is a great company and I know they will fix it. I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet. What I want to do is I want to sort of compare and contrast my old iron and my new iron. And the first thing I want to talk about is price point. I went to Joann Fabrics, and the least expensive iron they had that was sort of a full-featured iron was a $79 iron. And they went all the way up to $200. And I thought to myself, I'm not spending that much money on an iron because it's only going to last a year, and then I'm going to have to buy another iron, and maybe a year if I'm lucky, because I haven't had good luck. So I decided not to buy an iron at Joann's, and I actually went to Best Buy and I bought this Shark brand iron. And I don't know if you guys have this or not, but I have a steam cleaner, a floor steamer cleaner by Shark. I love it. I've had it for years. I use it to death, and it works as great as the day that I got it. So I thought, I'm going to try. So I thought, I'm going to try their iron, and I'm going to see how that works. And the cool thing is, this is their most expensive model that they had at Best Buy. That's where I went. And it's the super professional steam iron, and it was $49. So I thought that was like not a lot of money, and I feel like it's a good amount that I can try it and see if I like it. So I brought one home. So the first thing I want to do is just sort of share with you the things right out of the gate that I liked versus my old one. The first thing is, this iron has the water opens like this. And I don't know about you, but sometimes when you're in a hurry, you know, if it's forced down, sometimes I would want to put my finger up here and use my thumb to pull it up, which is great if the iron is turned off, but I've almost burnt my finger a few times using my finger to pull up the thing to open the door for the water. And also, this is a very small hole for the water to go in. So, you know, I'm in a hurry, I want to fill up my iron, I want to get going. I've overflowed and dribbled all over the place filling up this iron. So this is one thing I do not like about this iron. You know, other than that, it worked fine. I think it has a nice sole plate with a lot of holes. It did start leaking out of the handle well before it caught fire. Maybe that's why it caught fire eventually, but you know, it didn't really last more than less than a year that I've had this iron. So then this iron, the first thing I want to say about it is, it's got this indicator here. You can see it's got a green light there. And if I press this button, it will change the heating settings up higher: nylon, silk, polyester, and linen and cotton. And then when it starts to go into an auto shut off, the red auto off button starts to blink, and it gives me some time to say, no, I want to keep ironing. And I just seem to notice it more than I noticed that my old iron was auto shutting off. I'm not a fan of auto shut off, but it was very hard to find an iron that isn't auto shut off, and since sometimes I leave it plugged in and turned on, I don't think auto shut off is necessarily a bad thing. But it seems to have a really convenient way to tell if it's going to turn off, because it would turn red down here. So that's kind of cool. The other thing I really like about this iron is the water port thing that you put the water in. It opens on this way to the side, and it's got a gigantic hole, and I can fill that up really quickly without it overflowing and getting everything all wet. So I really like the way the water goes in. So I decided, instead of just talking about it, I would use it. I used it all day yesterday when I was making my deluxe kits for my shirt construction technique class that I'll be teaching tomorrow night, and I had to do a lot of ironing, and it worked great. I just want to show you that it does work really well. The one thing though, if you listen, it's got a pretty loud noise when it steams. So let me just do some steam and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so you can hear it. You can definitely hear when it's steaming, but it's got good steam. It works really well, and of course I think most irons will work really well on the first day or so that you're using it. So I'm going to need to try it, and I'm going to need to see if I continue to like it. But you know, the one thing I want to say is it was a really good price point. You know, $49. I'm going to give it a go and see if I like it. I already like the way the water pours in, and I know that it gives a good amount of time before it auto shuts off. So it's not like you have to keep turning it on every 2 seconds. So I like that. And also the cord is nice and long as well. So that's another nice thing. The weight of it is pretty hefty. That's the other thing I like. So, you know, it just glides along and I don't have to really press down because it's pretty hefty. So that's another thing I like about it. It seems like it's a solid iron. 1800 watts. I think it's going to be a good iron. I'm going to be positive. So this is my quick tip for today. And I realize this is a new iron. You know, most irons work great out of the box. So what I'm going to do is periodically I'm going to give you a shark iron report, and I'll let you know how it's working and if it's holding up and if I still like it in, you know, a couple weeks from now. But I know irons are important for sewers, and I know that, you know, it's important to have a good iron. So, you know, I thought I would try something different, and, you know, we'll see how it goes. So that's my quick tip for today, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm off to Kansas this weekend to teach my shirt fitting class plus a professional construction technique, so I'm super excited about that. And I'll be back for Tuesday's quick tip, so I'll see you next week. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. And if you have any questions or comments about this iron, or if you have a favorite iron that you like and you want to share that, you can post your comments below, or you can visit me at jsterndesigns.com and share your ironing thoughts there. I would love to hear if anyone has like fabulous news about an iron that they've had forever, or if they have different tips or whatever. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next week.